Good morning, Year 6. I know that you have finished answering the exam. Okay, now we're going to check together the model answers. I will start with the fiction exam on page 48 and 49. Question number 1. Give one piece of evidence from the text which shows that the house is made up of flats. So I have to look for the word flat, or where is the part that mentioned the word flat. I will find this on line 30. You will find as they made their way upstairs to the Kinston's flat. And I underlined Kinston's flat because this is the main key word in the sentence. Question number 2. Which 4 items are in the hall of the house? You will find this in lines 7, 8, and 9. He mentioned several, 4 items, okay? And he said that they weren't supposed to be here. So, the first one, travel posters, laundry box, laundry list, and empty milk bottles. Question 3. Give a quotation which suggests that no one looked after the hall. No one looked after the hall. So, I need a part from the text that says that this part of the hall was neglected, or no one was cleaning it, or it was full of dust. Okay? You will find this in lines 4 and 5. A smell of old dust that it had been nobody's business to disperse. Question number 4. How does the reader know the grandfather clock has been there a long time? This is, of course, an implicit question. So I have to mention where have I got the answer from. So it's mentioned in the text in line 27 that the screws have rusted in, and I will explain saying which suggests that the clock is ancient or very old. Question number 5. Why does the writer say of Aunt Gwen she lowered her voice? So I have to go to the part that mentioned that she lowered her voice. You will find this in line 18, okay? And the answer is going to be in your own words so that Mrs. Bartholomew wouldn't hear her. Question 6. What makes Tom stop trying to open the grandfather clock? So I have to give the reason. Why did he stop doing what he was doing? You will find this, it's mentioned in line 26 that the door was resisting him. What does it mean that the door was resisting him? It means that it didn't want to open. So he will stop trying to open it. Question number 7. Find evidence from the text that shows Tom is secretive. Secretive, it means he likes secrets. He doesn't want to share all he knows with other people, okay? So I have to give a word or a phrase from the text that will support my answer. So in line 22, as he thought it might be something he could do later privately. So I underlined the word privately because the word privately suggests that he liked secrets. Number 8. As they made their way upstairs to the Kinston's flat, from behind them, the grandfather clock struck 1 with steely emphasis, although its fingers pointed to 5 o'clock. He's saying he wants you to replace the 2 words that he underlined with another word or phrase which means the same. Now I'm speaking about a clock, an old clock. When I say that the grandfather clock struck one with steely emphasis, it means that it made a sound. But how is this sound? The sound is strong and firm, as if the old clock didn't shake. Question number 9. Give 2 adjectives which show the house was not welcoming. So, you can, as we said before, you can write the whole sentence and underline the adjective. You will find this in line 3 and 4. When he said, cold stone flags. Cold suggests that the house was empty and silent. Also in line 6 and 7, when he said, the hall of the house was not mean, nor was it ugly, but it was unwelcoming. And I underlined unwelcoming. Also, this adjective is suggesting that the house was empty, silent, and not welcoming. Question 10. Why has the writer repeated someone at the beginning of the 2 sentences? Of course, these are found in lines 6 and 7. In lines 6 and 7, someone had pinned bright travel posters to the high gray walls. Someone had left a laundry box with its laundry list in a corner. Why did he repeat the word someone? Of course, if I want to repeat a word, so I want to emphasize something. When I say no, someone, so I do not know who is this person. So to emphasize that nobody knows who lived there, who left these items there. Question 11. With his back to the clock, innocently continuing to converse with his aunt, he slipped his fingernails under the edge of the pendulum door. Letter A, identify the prepositional phrase. We know that prepositional phrase, it starts with a preposition. But here, he doesn't want any prepositional phrase, no. He specified and explained why it has been placed at the beginning of the sentence. So, he meant the prepositional phrase with his back to the clock. So, now Tom is doing something in secret or privately. He doesn't want his aunt to notice, so he gives his back to the clock and he is proceeding what he's doing behind his back. So, why? Of course, this makes it clear that Tom was facing the clock, was giving his back to the clock, so that his Aunt Gwen wouldn't see him. In question B, he wants you to give an adverb which shows that Tom was careful in what he did. What was the adverb? It's adverb innocently. Question 12. Choose the genre of the extract, and he gave you 5 choices. But of course, the most suitable one is a real life story. And we said before that a real life story means that the incidents or what's happening at the time of the extract, can happen in real life, Number 13, whose point of view does the story focus on? And how do we know? Of course, the point of view of Tom, is the only one which is mentioned. Why? Because I know what his thoughts, his feelings, and his opinions are. Question 14. Explain why an ellipsis has been used at the end of the extract. Go to the end of the extract and you will find As they made their way upstairs to the kitchen's flat, from behind them the grandfather clock struck 1 with steely emphasis, although its fingers pointed to 5 o'clock. You know these old clocks, okay? When they point to 1, they strike 1. When they open to 2, they strike it twice, 10, 10. When they point to 3, they strike three times, 10, 10, 10. Now in this one, the clock struck 1, yani it made only a 110, one sound, okay? And this sound was very firm and strong, but the fingers, the arrows of the clock was pointing to 5 o'clock. So there is a mistake. So the writer is going to put an ellipsis to emphasize that the clock is giving the wrong time. If it's going to strike 1, so it has to point to 1, not to 5. Okay, this is the end of the first exam. I'm going to do another audio for the second one.